Good evening, everyone. It's your very favorite history teacher. Let me see your transcript. I apologize for being late. Okay. Apologies. Thank you so much for being here tonight with me, this evening with me tonight. I see that some of you, I did see earlier when I was on Dara Moore's live about free, with an update about Matthew Russian. And those of you who didn't get a chance to see that, please go and check that out after my live today. There have been some updates about Matthew Russian. His birthday is actually coming up next week, August the 4th. And so his mom's wish is that he get released on his birthday or before his birthday. And there's a couple of links in there that will help you to who contact to demand for his immediate release. Okay. Hey, Matt Church Disease. Thanks, Chris, for coming by. Have a good time with your kids. Hey, Madam Whitbass. I was listening to you the other day about Angela Stanton King and Tommy Sotomayor. Hey, Michelle, Barbara, Jacqueline. Hey, Daryl. Life is late. Thank you for being here. Apologies. Hey, Melissa M. Apologies to you guys for being late, but here I am. Let's get started. And as you can see, I got my glasses on because I got notes. So I want to make sure I give you some really good information. So the last couple of weeks, I've been, last week I talked about narcissistic family members. Okay, can everyone hear me good? Let me know if I need to put in my earphones to the mic. And we talked about previously narcissistic coworkers, bosses, narcissistic people that you may encounter. Today, we're talking about people, for the most part, narcissistic friendships and also narcissistic romantic relationships, or you can say entanglements. And I think this one is really, really important because I think for the most part, hey, Betty, I'm doing good. How are you? Hey, Dog Cigar, thanks for coming. For the most part, with family members, you may be born into a narcissistic family or have narcissistic parents. You had no choice in that. Narcissistic coworkers, that just happens to be the people you end up working with, and you get hired on a job and you realize, oh, these people are narcissistic. Have very little choice in that. Sometimes you have little choice, sometimes you don't. With the narcissistic boss, okay? But when it comes to, and the same thing with, narcissistic classmates and things like that. When it comes to friendships and romantic relationships, we have more of a choice and more of influence. And we really, really have to be very careful. And I kind of wish I had taken this class or taken a class, psychology instead of sociology and learned about narcissistic personality disorder because it could have really helped me with friendships and also romantic relationships. Because I read several articles, saw a lot of different videos, and I kept replaying past relationships and also past friendships in my mind. I'm like, wow, these were the signs. And I was too nice and I kept being too friendly, giving them too many chances. And it's like I shouldn't have been giving them that many chances. I should have just let it go. And so before I go into the there's actually one article said it was 11, one said it was 7, one said it was 4. After reading all the articles, I'm going to talk about 5 characteristics or traits of narcissistic people, narcissistic friends, or romantic partners. So this can be or relationships. Okay, there's a lot of overlap, and then I'm going to give you some things you can do to recover, get out of, seek some help, because what The most important thing is, I hope you learn from this one, is to look at the red flags and pay attention to the red flags and notice that, oh, I should not get in a relationship with this person. I should. I think one of the I think it was Psych Perspective. He said, "Do not get in a relationship. Do not become a friend. Do not become a romantic interest, roommate, friend. Nothing." When you see the red flags of a person with narcissistic personality disorder or narcissism traits, it's like, oh no, do not pass go. Do not collect $200 because this person is not good for you. Okay, because a lot of things narcissists do, they are looking for people to exploit. Because some of them, like I said last week about narcissistic parents, some of them produce narcissistic children. Not always, but they produce narcissistic children who had to get their love conditionally, and then now they've grown up, and that's how they react to other people, and that's what you don't want. Okay, so remind you, if you see these traits or characteristics, these are red flags to do not be involved and do not pass go. Now, if you're in relationships with these people already, then I'll talk about that at the end. Okay, so all right, all right. So one of the most uh probably the most constant trait that all of the different articles said, whether it was friendship, romantic interest. And let me also say this. There are certain relationships where it's like a Jada and August Alsina. It's an entanglement. Or it's like that movie, or like, what some people are, they're friends with benefits, or what's called a fuck buddy. Their relationship with people who have open relationships, who polyamorous, and so, or they're open relationships and things like that. So this may not apply to them. But let's say this may apply to someone that you're dating who you feel like, hey, I'm not quite sure what we are. I think I'm your girlfriend. You treat me as your girlfriend. But I noticed that you flirt with other women or flirt with other people. And when I pointed out to you, you said, oh, you're just being jealous. Oh, it's all in your head. That's a narcissistic move. Okay. So I'm not talking about open relationships, friends with benefits, polyamorous relationships. I'm talking about people who, for the most part, you're probably a side piece, or your girlfriend number one, or you're his good friend, but he has it open, he or she, because there are women who do this too, open it up so that he has another way out or another opportunity to go. Okay. And so we're gonna just letting y'all know. So I'm not talking about people in open relationships, friends with benefits, or anything like that. I'm talking about someone who, for you to know his part, you don't know what your relationship is. You think you're together, but he or she has never said we're together. You know what I'm saying? So think about it like that. Okay, so the first thing that most in friendships, beginning of friendships and romantic relationships happens is it's gonna be a he or she, straight, heterosexual, LGBTQIA. They are very charming. And I don't know if you've ever seen like a lot of those suspense or horror movies, and it's like the guy with the nice smile, or the one with the nice smile, beautiful, wonderful person, and they're just absolutely loving. They're just Mr. and Mrs. Personality, and you just can't believe that this person would choose you. They just have you. You just absolutely swooning over them. Okay. Then on top of that, they are just laying on all the love and admiration and compliments on you. They are what's called love bombing you. Okay. And if you're a person who did not grow up with a lot of love, and you hear and you feel this, and you're like, oh, okay, this is great. This person's the one. Or sometimes even if you were we're grown up with a lot of love. You're thinking like, oh, this is the love that I'm used to. This is the person that I should be around. However, narcissists, male or female, straight or LGBTQIA, are all about themselves. They know what people want to hear. Okay. They are watching you. They're listening to you. They're paying attention, and they're figuring out what to say and what to do to get you on their side. Okay. Also, they're doing those love bombing things so that you will return that as well, because they are also sensitive and have really fragile egos. So they're doing that also to get that in return. Okay. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're not like the girls I used to date. Oh, you're not like the guys I used to date. You're not like my last relationship. You're so pretty. You're so smart. That's great. That's wonderful. You know, um, things like that. And also they also appear to be very super generous. Like, let's say you go out to eat, or you're going to let's say you go to Wendy's and you want a honey butter biscuit for breakfast. And let's say, you're about to take out to pay for your meal. Like, oh no, I got it. You just met them. I got it. You don't gotta Venmo them, Zelly them, Cash App them, nothing like that. Hey, Dr. Crispy. Hey, Trisha. And please hit the like button on the way in, please. And they're just very extra nice. I'll give you a prime example. Because I really thought in my heart that I took up for the most of you doing I know, I took up for Andrea Garrison. And then later on, I thought she was my friend. And I told her I was having a bad day and I was being, picked on and said things about on social media. She cashed out me $50. I didn't ask for $50. I never said I was broke or unhappy. And I thought that was very generous. She was like, oh, drinks on me. But what I realized later on was that was the charming, that was the super generous. That was something to make me feel comfortable around her. That, oh, she must be a really nice person. What they say about her is not true. She can send me $50. She can't be bad, you know. Or they buy you gifts. Okay, yes, you're absolutely right. They're trying to buy loyalty. Also, they want you to then also tell other people about how generous they are. They want you to brag on them. Okay, they want you to brag on them. Okay. Also, the love bombers, the charmers, or the male or female, straight, LGBTQIA, they also like to say, I love you very quickly. Like within months, weeks, days of meeting you. You know what? I know that you're the one for me. I love you. You know what? I knew me and you connect. You're my best friend now. I've never had other people who are nice and listened as good as you. Okay? They're love bombers, love charmers. Beware. Red flag. Okay? All right. Um, Two, the most important, probably one of the most important ones, they are their communication skills, for the most part, I will characterize as being very verbally abusive. Okay? Very abusive. Their communication skills are abusive. So, for example, let's say you met them, you've been friends for a while. You probably can think about friends who are like this, or even like people you used to date. They were jokesters, or they would they might tease you about your hair or your clothes or your appearance or something you have in your house. something you like on TV or something you like to drink, and they just like make a little joke, and you're like, and then you're in your mind, you're thinking like, oh, they're just kidding, but deep down, the first time they do it, it's just like something really minor, but they're doing that to see how far they can go, because the first time is minor, maybe making fun of your shoes or something. And you're like, oh, stop, you're so funny. And then the second time, they're gonna make fun of your hair. And so because they're their friend or their romantic partner, you like, oh, you just funny. And then like the third or fourth time, like it moves up. And then after a while, you starting to notice that a lot of the teasing starts to sound like insults. Okay. And then when you call that person on them, they're saying, oh, you're being too serious. I was just joking. If you get to a point where it's like the third or fourth time that they tease you about something, they not really joking. That's how they really feel. See, like with the love bombing and love charming, they have built you up with all that love charming, bombing. This is a manipulation tactic. With being emotionally abusive, now they're trying to tear you down. And the thing about it is, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, there may be a cycle or a period where they keep doing this. I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna love you, charm you, now abuse you. Love you, charm you, and I'm abusing. And so until you want to get off the freaking roller coaster. Hey, McCray Kings. Hey, Christine. Okay. Yes. I love you, and I don't know you. Like I can say, I love people to love the Lord or love of Christ. But if I first met you and like we're talking about, I'm not gonna be like, you know what? I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. No. Okay. Red flag. Yes. It's like once or twice, okay, but like every time, and you're always saying it and you're always doing it, it's like, okay. With the verbal abusive, besides jokes, the conversations that you guys have, and you can sometimes this happens also when you first meet them, it always centers around them, where they went to school, where their family grew up, what trips they took, where they work, what diploma they have. You might say, and a little, like maybe a couple of sentences about yourself, and they're like, they might give you a compliment, but then they turn it around and it becomes about them. Okay. Um, then also, let's say, for example, they also want to give you unsolicited advice. Oh, you shouldn't go buy that. You should buy this. You know, oh, I wouldn't have chosen that program to go to. You should have done this one. Oh, that guy or that girl you're dating, I don't like them. They're horrible. They're not good enough for you. You should pick this person. Uh, or even let's say you may break up with someone or you may have an issue at work. They're more or less they're gonna tell you, I told you so. I told you that they were crazy. I told you they were not very nice. You should have listened to me. Okay. I told you should have went over there and there was this is something that you should have bought, eaten, done. Okay. Um Also, if something doesn't go right in their own life, they are not going to take responsibility. It's going to be your fault. Like, let's say you guys are going to another friend's party. You get there. They show up 10 minutes late for some reason, whatever reason. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Mary didn't text me the correct address. You like, no, I texted you the correct address. You know. Or you have to guys are gonna go meet for lunch, and everyone else arrives on time but them, and then someone texts them and they're at a different restaurant, and they're like, well, I text y'all the different place, and they're like, no, well, so and so didn't tell you I changed the place. And so now you're at fault for the change in the plans. You're like, and they have you second guessing yourself. And you're looking at your phone like, maybe my phone did it not go? Maybe I didn't get, no, it's them. Also, if you tell them like, hey, what you said really hurt my feelings, instead of them saying, I'm sorry, because they don't want to apologize, they might say, well, you know what? You're just a little sensitive. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. It was just a joke. Was it really? No. Also, let's say you don't take their advice. Then they may start an argument with you because of it, make you feel bad, and then you apologize to them. Where's Roxanne? Roxanne. She's not here. She knows what I'm talking about. Okay. They also do a lot of gaslighting, pushing of your buttons because they've been studying you, listening to you, paying attention to you. They know what sets you off. And that's why sometimes, like I said before in previous lives, don't argue with them. They feeding off of that negativity. They are soaking it up. Okay. And let's say you decide, hey, Nita B, how you doing? Most narcissistic people or people with narcissistic personality disorder, everything to them is about control. Narcissists hate not being in control. It's control, manipulation. They want to be able to decide what you do, where you go, and who you're with. Okay. And also, there are other people with mental illnesses. The byproduct of them is that their side effect is that they're controlling. Sometimes people with borderline personality disorder are controlling. People with Munchausen by proxy are controlling. People who are hypochondriac, they're always sick. Are we gonna go to the hospital? So you got to stop what you're doing to go visit them in the hospital. That's controlling. Okay. It's a form of a manipulation. Yeah, they'll tell you, oh, suck it up. You too sensitive. You just, yeah, you're probably empathetic, and that's why the narcissist is attracted to you because they're not empathetic or they pretend to be sympathetic or empathetic, but they're not really. Okay, yeah, and this is another one too. They get mad before you get mad, and that's what I'm saying, and then make you apologize. I'm like, wait a minute, I was just telling you that because sometimes they will sense that you are upset with them and start an argument and change the total direction of the whole everything that's going on. Okay. Also, let's say that you decided not to be their friend anymore, or you have a whole bunch of questions, like Man Church Disease had with Andrea. He had a whole bunch of questions. All of a sudden, she started a smear campaign. First with me. Oh, I don't trust Marcellus. He's probably telling Jive what we're saying in the chat. Next, uh, we're all in the chat, and all of a sudden she took herself out the group and started another group. Okay. All right. Hey Dana. Things like that. Yeah, that's their favorite word. Yeah. Another thing they might do, they make you feel like, all your other friends, like I said, they listen to you because you're such a good listener, and you've told them all your problems. You thought, like, hey, this is my best friend, or this is the person I'm dating, and you realizing you've told this person a whole bunch of secrets and stuff about yourself, probably too much. And then on top of that, they start talking bad about your friends. Or if let's say y'all are a group of people and you guys all know each other, whereas a group of couples who are friends or really just regular group of friends, they're talking bad about the other friends to you. But guess what? I saw another YouTuber named, his name is Smoochie or Smoozy. He says he had a similar experience. Hey, Daryl. he had a similar experience, and he found out, he kept noticing this one friend was just like really narcissistic, manipulative, and he had basically had this smear campaign he did and said, oh, this other friend, y'all should not talk to him. They're doing this, that, and the other. And then later on, that same friend was sick. Smoothie goes over there to their house. He talks to him and say, hey, I brought you some soup. He said, yeah, I'm really surprised that you brought this because their mutual friend said that you are a horrible person. You've been talking bad about me. That person was telling them both the same thing. That same one person was telling them both the same thing. Playing people against each other. Because if you notice, Andrea, when she left Larry Reed and went to Jives, what did she start doing? Talking bad about Larry Reed. And when she left Jives and came to Daryl, who was she talking bad about? Jives. When she left Daryl and her and Larry made up, what did she do? Start talking about Daryl. Okay? And then she started talking about Marcellus because he saw the truth. That's one thing a narcissist don't like, the truth. And that's one of the things I think a psych perspective says when you are dealing with a narcissist, you have to save screenshots, save text messages, save voicemails, save everything because they are going to come up with so much lies, a smear campaign, make you think you second guessing yourself. For example, Andrea Garrison told me she had her mom texted her about her sister who was on that catfish show, and she was trying to contact people at Catfish about where her sister was. And I'm thinking she had a sister. So, oh yeah, this is my real blood sister. Because I have relatives who went into foster care, and later on they reconnected with their birth parent, or they had other siblings. It happened. So I'm just thinking like, oh okay. And so yesterday I listened to Darren Moore on Monday, and he's laying down a revelation like, oh, she don't know who her mama is. It may be her sister, and she don't know who her mama is too. And I'm trying to figure out, well, then who the hell is Mama Dukes? I don't know if y'all saw like who the hell is Mama Dukes? I got text messages that she showed me. I didn't ask about Mama Dukes asking where Aaliyah was. Her sister. Now I'm trying to figure out, is that even her sister? Because I was believing this. Hey, the $50. Now you asking me for help trying to find your sister. And I'm actually tweeting these people myself and saying, hey, my friend trying to look for her sister. She was on your show and mom can't find them. And then lo and behold, one of the people from the show contacted Andrea and they went and did a wellness check on where Aaliyah was, Andrea's sister, who's now with this guy in Baltimore. Now I don't even know that any of that is true. That girl might have just been trying to like not deal with her anymore. I don't even know if that's her sister. I don't know. I can't, And I look like with the narcissist. I saved those text messages. I saved those screenshots. Who's Mama Dukes? I was all for sympathy, and I understand. I'm an empath. I'm a Libra. I'm trying to be helpful, because it's what we do. We're helpful, you know. Yeah, I didn't understand you. You know, and like you said, they're also trying to make you feel like I said, turning people against you, verbally abusive. All of a sudden, when she made her apology to Larry Reed, she's calling me and saying, Kim, I'm really Daryl. He threatened Larry, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, last night when I called him on the phone, I'm thinking to myself, I already knew she was lying because guess what? After the live the previous night, me, Matt Churches, and Daryl are all on the phone. But guess who was missing? She was. And then she calls Daryl, so he was like, "Oh, I'll call y'all back." Then she's calling me the next day, like, "Yeah, I talked to him, and um, he said this, I did. He frightens me. And I'm thinking like, what? Christine said Marmaduke. No, that's Marmaduke. It's right. Barbara, yeah, that's Barbara Duke. Um, and saying these things about Daryl, and I'm just like, I know all this is a lot. Mad Church Disease called it before, and that's why she was saying such a spirit campaign about him because he saw it. That's why I call him Apollo, the great god of prophecy. Because every time he says something, he's called it. He's been correct. I'm Aphrodite. I love everybody. I want everybody to get along. And that's why it was easy for her to come to me because I was at the one in the group was like, I was gonna, and that also was she could get her empathy, center of attention. And here I was thinking like, oh, she's a great person. She's trying to save her sister. And then when I told Daryl and Marcellus, they're like, Kim, what are you talking about? What sister? It's like the sister that was on the show. She was sister. Daryl, stop being distracting. Hey, Deshauna. Oh, Deshauna, thank you so much for buying a coffee. I really appreciate that. But I was distracted. And so I'm just like, and then she told me, oh, he has a friend that was a murderer. And when the guy went on a murder spree, he was hanging out with Daryl. Now, this is the thing about sometimes narcissists, they get caught up in their own lies. Then they try to twist it on you. But she was so wrapped up in, starting her real establishing her relationship with Larry Reed. She got off the phone with me and said, oh, watch this video. And I'm going to call you right back. I kept trying to figure why she's not on the phone with me. Guess what she went to do? She got on Larry Reed live and basically reiterated the same lie. Something's wrong with Larry. Something wrong with Daryl. And he threatened you and I can't believe it was that person. I'm thinking like, but Daryl just helped you get your story out in the newspaper. So now you're through with him, which is what narcissists do. When narcissists are done with you, or they've accomplished what they wanted to, or sometimes when they're found out, they do what's called discarding. They leave you and then they start a smear campaign. And that's what she did. She started a smear campaign about Daryl. And then she also did a smear campaign about Mad Church Disease, but she's still continuing. And she tried to do it with me a little bit after other people. She got other people to come smear me and attack me. That was her thing. Because I think what I agree with Daryl Marcellus. She has a problem with men, and men are her is who she goes after. Because she's never gone after Miss Miko with the energy, or me with the energy she does for Bishop Cousins, Daryl, Jives. Oh yeah, Larry when she was mad at him. Nothing. So, but yeah, they do the smear campaign, and I'm thinking to myself, Daryl already told us before that this fraternity brother wasn't his neighbor, had committed this crime, and they interviewed him on a news channel, but they never hung out with each other on that day or any other. Yeah, yeah, because she will lay hands on her. She will. But then got mad at Marcellus because Marcellus wouldn't give her Miko's number when she was supposedly trying to do a police report. Okay, who does he is? Then you might. I think Marcellus said something about, oh, I'm gonna give you a couple of days to cool off, and then we'll talk. She calls me. Who does he think he is? He's not my daddy. And I'm thinking like, he's not trying to be your daddy. He just said he wanted you to cool off. Just yeah. But what I realized with this was, what I had to make a decision about was who was inconsistent. Who do I believe? And I said, I'm going to leave you Marcellus and Daryl because they are consistent. They're telling the truth. They have receipts. They have all this information. And she was acting consistently inconsistent. And it was lies on top of lies. Oh, I'm going to give y'all this information on Sunday. Here comes Sunday. Oh, we don't have the information. Okay. Oh, I'm going to Ohio. Okay. I'll call you. Hey, have you started packing yet? Oh, my lawyer said, I told him I can't come. Why not? Oh, because my kids can't leave the state on a domestic flight, and if they come back, they're going to be quarantined for 14 days. Their school won't let them come back. And I'm just thinking, like, yeah, because the governor and the mayor, they got this stay-at-home order and stuff. So me, being the teacher I am, I lived in New York 2 years. I go Googling, looking at the New York City Chancellor of Public Schools to see if they issued any information about students not being able to come to class if they go on trips. Nothing. Look at the mayor's office. What do they have? Nothing. Look at the state governor. Nothing. Only one school I think had an issue. They said if you go on a family trip or something like that out of state, your kids stay at home for 14 days before they can come back. That wasn't her kid's school. I said, oh, Marcellus is right. Mm-hmm. He was right. And later on, when we found out from the grandmother of her second child, she never comes to court. Never comes to court. She makes excuses, or when she comes, it's a performance. What a Bishop Victor Cousin says, she hardly ever comes to court. In the 2 years this was going on. It's a performance. They want the attention, negative or positive. Smear campaigns against other people because we didn't make them the center of everything. We didn't believe their lies. Okay? All right. This goes with number 3, like I said before. They want most, if not all, of your attention, and they will get jealous if they don't get it. I'm gonna let that marinate. Let me say that again. They want most, if not all, of your attention, and they will get jealous if they don't get it. Let that marinate in your soul for a minute. Think about it. William McCrae was right. Oh, a mega pastor you were dating doesn't marry you and marry someone else. You got mad. You made up some information, called some people who took your story to the next level. And now you got all this attention on you. You were wronged. You're a victim. And people who speak out against you, they're victim shaming. Now we're apologizing. And as we saw with, I think it was Johnny, that Daryl had shown us recording of, same thing she did with him that she did with Victor Cousins. Victor Cousins was a single man at the time. He had several different women he was dating. He chose the one he was with, he's married to now, to be Mrs. Victor Cousins. Okay. And the other men she's dated before, when the lies catch up to her, they leave her alone. And then comes the smear campaign, verbally abusive, the gaslighting. Now you're apologizing for your behavior and you didn't really do nothing. Okay. If you, and also, let's say go back to friendships. Hey, MJ&J family. Oh, I loved what you said this morning about sometimes you got to get out your own comfort zone. I know the other 18 members they always push me to do, something more better. And I have to keep myself on that, you know. Y'all should her positive tips in the morning is really, really good. If you are with anyone else, that's if this is a friend or a romantic relationship, if you are with anyone else at the moment, you could be at the family reunion, you could be with your mama, your daddy, your brother, you could be at an outing for work, you could be at another event. You say you're in a sorority or fraternity, you are with another friend. Because not all my friends hang out with each other. I could be with a totally another friend and they're mad. Oh, why didn't you call me? I thought I was your best friend. Oh, you got another friend? But I did this, 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 and this for you. Okay. Then they might start bad mouthing the person that you are with. Think about this for a moment. Think about friendships you've had. Think about people you've dated or been in a relationship with. What is their reaction when you are physically, or you can just be on the phone with someone else, or on social media with someone else? You like someone else's picture. You put a comment over there. You know, they are jealous. Okay. And also pay attention to them if they ever talk about their previous relationships. Because one of the things they do in the charming side, they talk about how you're such an awesome person, but they also do it at the expense of the person that they used to be with. Oh, that person was horrible. They might even call them narcissistic, and they're the actual ones who are narcissistic. Okay. They talk bad about the friend or the family member, or the coworker that you are with because they're jealous. Okay. Smear campaign, gaslighting, making you second guess yourself. Hi, Miss Marvel. Okay. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Very jealous. Also think about I know at least for women in relationships, um like I think I mentioned earlier, very controlling is very jealous. And so let's say you're on the phone with your friends and you see on the caller ID it's your boyfriend or another friend, you tell them, hey girl, I'll call you back. And your friends are like, why you always get off the phone when he called? Why you always do that? You know? I think Matt Tracy said something about one of his friends, told him like, oh, so and so is coming over. And he's trying to figure out how come I gotta leave now because they coming over. Because that part of the person wants all your time. Yes. So yeah. Some people with borderline personality disorder have narcissistic actions. You do something, let's say for some reason, someone uh you said it sound like someone you know for sure, MJ and J family. Yeah. Don't be having a good time. Like, oh, I see you all out there with your little friends. That was cute. Mm-hmm. And mind you, fellas, men who are out there, just like women talk about toxic masculinity and toxic men. There are toxic women too. Some of us have had narcissistic female friends who are very controlling and jealous, or they were the crazy one in the group, and you saw them how they treated their boyfriend, and you kept trying to figure out what does he see in her. She's my friend, but I don't like the way he treats. You don't like the way she treats him. And you're like, why is she doing all that? Why does he keep doing all that? Okay. Or sometimes, you look at your girl and like, why are you dealing with that dude? Yeah. Because they've got that narcissist love bombed them. manipulated what they said, was verbally abusive, was teasing at first, okay, was super generous, and now they want all your dang on attention, and they get mad. And sometimes when they get jealous and mad, they could get angry. It could be an argument, or it could be some fake tears too. Like, I don't have anyone. I don't have. And then you notice this is also about the narcissists, because they're jealous because they want all your attention because they don't really have that many friends to begin with. Or maybe their family has done a no contact with them, so they really don't have anybody. You are it. And they are trying to suck up all the emotional things they can get from you. Okay. You might not like a certain movie and you end up going to the movie that they chose. You go to the concert that they picked. You go to the restaurant that they did. You got the you're late to a show because you were worried about them. Or they left early. You left early because, they didn't like this restaurant or that place. Think about it for a moment. Mm-hmm. Like, a non-narcissist that a lot of had cancer for attention. Oh, I think I saw something else like that too. I'm always watching Oxygen or ID channel, and a couple of people had said, a couple of Lifetime movies too. The person lied and said they had cancer, and they did. One guy, he lied and said he had cancer. He didn't have a car. The school uh got their money together, bought him a car. Then the next day, he had to basically say he couldn't come to work. Found it out he was being arrested for like a crime or something, and he didn't have cancer. And it was just like, wait, okay, yes, they don't like to be contradicted. Very easily triggered and angered, because remember, it's all about gaslighting, making you apologize for some things. It was just for the thing, like, girl, if I had a big strawberry right now, her gonna tell me her boyfriend got mad because I wouldn't fry him no chicken. I was like, I don't give a fuck. He can fry his own chicken or she can fry it. He wasn't my man. Yeah. Remember watching I think it was Instagram, and this girl had cooked Thanksgiving dinner. And it wasn't a whole lot, but it was it. The man didn't get his plate fixed, and he tossed all the food on the floor. And I'm just like, who does that on fucking Thanksgiving? Who does that? Okay. Or girls who keyed dude's car. Like the girl who set fire to that man's car almost blew herself up. Who said he was going down in a few months? To get his wife back? Did he get the wife back? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I think Andrea told us she has what, sickle cell? Right? Where's Manchester disease and there? Was it sickle cell she got? I think she told one of the guys she needed to get a transplant or something, which I don't think you could get. I don't think there's something to cure that. Or pretended that she had slit her wrist in the hospital. Didn't happen. They want to be the center of attention. Want you to feel sorry for them. They're covering up their lies. Okay. Okay. Number 4. Yeah, smoking weed because they bipolar but they're pregnant, so it's. I said, but aren't you pregnant? Oh, this is medical marijuana. It's safe. Guess what we found out? Ain't no baby. Ain't no baby. Not pregnant. Had a hysterectomy. Yeah. Yeah. Now, with faking disease, you have to understand there are those who fake disease for their attention because they're narcissists or they're trying to commit a crime or a scam. They're trying to get money. Then there's those who really believe, like hypochondriacs, they really do feel like they are literally, they got a disease. It's all in their imagination. That it's a real mental illness. Then there are those who it's called Munchausen disease. They pretend to be sick for the attention that it gets because it's a form of narcissism that they get. And then also there's something called narcissist. There's also something called Munchausen by proxy. And I don't know if you guys seen that movie. I think there was one on Netflix. Was it Netflix or Hulu? And I think there was one on Lifetime. It was about the this lady basically had said her daughter was dying, had all these medical problems, and they found out that the girl really had none of those problems. She was making her daughter sick for the attention, for trips, for things like that. And ironically, in her case, the girl kind of got some sense. She got with this guy, started talking to him, got some sense, started looking into her own, you know, medical records, and her and that guy killed her mama. Yeah. So others for that have gone to jail or, unfortunately they've hurt their children. How you gonna, because they told so many lies to uh get past doctors that want the attention. Hold on. Every time you try and do something stressful, a smoke will cause one so really? Didn't know that, Doc Cigar. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. A blogs and fiction. Okay. Number 4. So 1, we said charming, love bombing. 2, verbally abusive. Okay. 3, wants most of all your attention and gets jealous if you don't. 4, they lack empathy and they know how to show fake remorse. They lack empathy. Think about empathy is like, think about the Bible. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay. If somebody is having something great happen to them, you're happy for them. Because you know what it likes to be happy when something great happens to you or something bad happens to you. You're empathetic and sympathetic because you know what it's like. Oh, if I was in their shoes, this would make me feel bad. So, I should go comfort them, or I should listen to them, or I should be there for them. Narcissists are not like that, especially friendships or romantic partnerships. Okay. They may have a totally different reaction, or they may have a small fake sympathy. They turn the whole situation around them. Like, oh, I lost, I got in a car accident today. The next thing you know, they're telling you about the car accident they had two years ago, how much the deductible was. You're trying to figure out, what does that have to do with you listening to me about my car accident? Okay. My boyfriend or your girlfriend cheated on you. Instead of you listening, now they're telling you about how many times they got cheated on. All their exes. They turned around about themselves. Okay. And let's say you tell them, like, hey, every time I talk to you about something, you never listen to me. You're never there for me. And then you say something like, oh, that really hurts my feelings. I wish you would listen more, right? And they might say, you know what? I'm sorry. They really don't mean that they're sorry. And they said, I'm going to stop doing that. But guess what the narcissist does? They go right back into the same behavior because they really didn't mean it. Okay? They're going to continue the behavior because guess what? You are an empath or you're empathetic yourself, and they're a narcissist, and they're getting all their emotional needs met through you. They don't know how to be empathetic. Because one, they probably learned as a child, they did not learn love, real sympathy and empathy from their own parents. Their parents were probably narcissists. Okay. Hey, Tanja. Yeah. Well, cry real alligator tears, knowing that they not sincere about it. They put on a performance because they like, oh, in order to keep you around longer, I'm gonna have to fake it right now. You know? And I wanted to say something also about this too, in the research. If you think about the four things I just mentioned, they're charming, love bombing you, they're verbally abusive in your communication. I forgot to mention this in the verbally communication part. Sometimes they will do this too. Let's say you tell them like, hey, you know what you've been saying to me is really hurting my feelings. All this teasing, all this joking, all this criticism, all this unsolicited advice that I did not ask you for. I don't like it. It's hurtful. It's this, and that. What they may do then to get back at you and get you back under the control, they may go silent on you. Don't return calls. Don't return texts. Don't say anything on social media. Okay, it's called the silent treatment. It's really a form of self-control. Because what you end up doing is you're the one always texting and calling them, giving them the attention that they want, and they don't have to give it back to you. So be aware of that. If they were with you and everything was good, and they're texting you or calling you, and all of a sudden you call them out about their bad behavior, about being verbally abusive, and then all of a sudden they go silent or they go ghost on you. You know, you haven't heard from them in months, weeks, days, years. Just or they could have been an opportunity for them to discard you, and they chose to go silent or ghost on you. So watch out for that too. Okay. Um, Number five, and in other cases, and from other articles, I'm going to put it in the description later. Some other articles list more than five. It's just that I read like 4 or 5 articles, and I'm condensing the information into these 5. Okay, so number 5, they discard you. They break up with you. They go ghost on you. They get in an argument, so you break up with them. Okay, you know why? Because their emotional, physical, mental, or sometimes financial needs are no longer being met with you. And then sometimes they have found another source. They discard you to go pick up the new source. Or the source they had on the side that you didn't think, they told you you shouldn't worry about. It's all in your head, and and it wasn't all in your head. It was truthful. Guys, if she's a woman and she got a lot of guy friends, cousins, male cousins, and brothers, and you ain't never met no mama or no daddy, all of them ain't her brothers. All of them ain't her male cousins. Heck, I got cousins. They're play cousins. They ain't real cousins. But I know them so long. They're just cousins. Mm-mm. Uh, Ladies, with the guy, text you good morning. You text back. You don't hear from him all day. Then after 5 o'clock or something or 6, maybe even like 10 p.m., you get a text from him. Where you been all day? Okay. Or he's this is my last boyfriend I had. I just realized it like now. He got all these damn aunties. Now I knew his parents were dead. Was dead. His mama was dead. His dad was in jail. I knew his mom's side of the family. Didn't know the dads. But he kept talking about his aunties. Auntie on that side of town, auntie on this side of town, and that's his godmother. Those were his backup plans. Those were the side pieces. Okay? Yeah. So pay attention to red flags, red flags. Okay? While they discard you, like I said, they sense you're getting tired of them. You're starting to do no contact. Give them boundaries. Narcissists don't like that. Uh, they find, like I said, find another source. They start not responding to your text messages, calls, give you solid treatment. And by the way, if they told you that they loved you within the first few hours, days of meeting you, and now all of a sudden to break up with you is not to respond to your text, I'm sorry to say this, they never really loved you. They never really loved you. Like I said before, it's not you, it's them. It's not you, it's them. Okay. Now, any of the questions? So showing you before I said, and I'll put this in the chat. One, the one, they're charming, they do love bombing. Two, they're verbally abusive. Three, want all your attention. Four, they lack empathy, so take remorse. And five, they discard you. Okay. So I put this in the chat. These are narcissists. They're charming, love bombing. They're verbally abusive. They want all your attention. They lack empathy. They show fake remorse, and then they discard you very easily. Okay, like I said, for friendship or romantic. Now, like I said before I started, if you see the signs early, that is a red flag to do not pass go, do not cut $200, do not be their friend, be in a relationship, friends with benefits. Don't be a roommate. Don't be a casual acquaintance. No. Okay. I remember something Kevin State said one time. He said, people who are in relationships or friendships and they have rose colored glasses on, the red flags that they see are just a flag. Because they got the blinders on, the red, rose colored glasses. They can't see it. And sometimes your real friends, the ones who know you a very long time, they will say, hey, something's a little bit off about her. What's a little bit off about him? I've had some friends do that to me. And I've also done that to other friends. I'm like, how come they always say this when you do something? How come they always act like that? Okay. hmm Even my aunt, before she had dementia, she was, and I would date someone. She was like, "Why are they saying that to them? Why are you taking that?" This was somebody being verbally abusive, you know. But make sure you know that it's a friend that don't have the other characteristics. They're just not bad mouthing another person. They really are having your best interest at heart. And if it's several friends saying the same thing about this one person, that they like it's you need to listen. Okay. Now that is prevention. Don't pass go. Look at the red flags. Get away from them. Do not have any type of relationship with them. Okay. The next one is about recovering, or I can say getting away from the narcissist that you're in a friendship or romantic partnership with. Okay. These are 4 things. 1, don't argue with them. Save your strength. I said the last week with family members. Same thing with bosses and coworkers. Don't argue with them. Don't know how to get them back. Narcissists always got tricks up their sleeves. But like I always said, don't argue with them. Save your strength. Save it, save it, save it. Okay. 2, keep all messages that you have of them, whether it's letters, emails, screenshots, text messages, voicemails they've left on your phone. Keep it all. Keep a record. One thing a narcissist doesn't like is the truth. And they can't play with your mind if you have a record of something. Okay? Keep records. I'm sorry to say that. But if you're in a friendship or a current relationship with a narcissist, please keep records. Do not delete old text messages, screenshot them. Do not delete old emails. If there are posts on social media, please screenshot those and keep them as well. I'm just saying you're going to have to. Marcellus kept his, Daryl kept his, I kept mine. I did. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they're gonna make you seem like, oh, you're it's in your all in your head. It didn't happen. Well, look at this text message. This is what you said, didn't it? But be careful because they might come back and says, well, oh, why you keep bringing up the past? Because you can't remember the past. That's why. The saying, right? Yeah, it's not what you think. A lot of times, if they say it's not what you think, it really is what you think. Just saying. A lot of times when they say it's not what you think, it's on your head. It really is what you think. Okay. All right. So we said don't argue, keep receipts, screenshots. 3, if they discard you, listen to this. And I had to learn this. I had to learn this myself. If a friend discards you, if a romantic person discards you, if they go ghost, if they refuse your text message, if they unfriend you from Facebook, if they are no longer on social media, stop reaching out to them. Do not beg them to come back. Oh, why you want to talk to me? Pick up the phone. I know you're there. Or I'm here if you ever want to talk. No, don't do that. Don't beg. If they discard you, count that as a blessing. Love you as you come, love you as you go. And if they discard you, immediately block them on everything. You understand? Block them on your phone, block them on all social media, block them on your email address. Count it as a blessing. Do not beg them to talk back to you or to come back. Okay? Do it, do it, do it. So like now, Andrea Garrison said, oh, y'all stalking me. The day she lied on Daryl Moore and went on Larry Reed, that same day, that same time, all 3 of us immediately blocked her on all social media and blocked her on our phones. Can't be stalking you. If I blocked you, I can't see nothing what you're doing. Just saying. Okay. Also, you don't need to have a temptation because sometimes what some narcissists like to do, let's say they ghosted you or start starting to talk to you, they like to post subliminal things on social media for you to look at. You don't need that headache. You don't need that headache. They doing that to be manipulative. Okay? So just block them. They probably blocked you already, but do it back so you won't be tempted. Okay? I even at one time I had in my phone, I changed the name of the guy that I was dating to do not answer. So when I looked at the phone and it says do not answer, that was telling me not to answer my damn phone. Oh yeah, one ex I had, he was in a different state. I changed my phone number too. He left me 10 messages. 10. No. Okay. Okay. So yeah, they discard you, count it as a blessing. Don't beg them back, block them back, and move on with your life. Okay. Okay. So I said, don't argue. Keep all receipts, emails, communication. If they discard you, don't beg them back, block them back. 4. This is one that has happened to me before in my life. Let's say you blocked them. Let's say they discarded you, or if you discarded them, you broke up with them and said, and you initiated no contact. If you've initiated no contact or they have discarded you, do not do it. That's what I said about not answering the phone. Do not allow them to come back and abuse you again. Because being with the narcissist is really verbal, and emotional abuse. And sometimes it's financial and sometimes it's physical. Okay? If we've done no contact or they discarded you, don't let them come back around the holidays because it's Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Oh, this is the day their mama died. This is the day their daddy died. It's Valentine's Day. It's the day after Valentine's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's Juneteenth. No, do not. It's Labor Day. No, it's Halloween. Both of y'all liked Halloween. That was y'all special day. No, and you see a text coming, hey stranger, a couple weeks, couple months later. But the last text message that you had between you two, you told them, I need you to work on your behavior. And they never text and be a better person. And they never text you back. And 2 months later, they're talking about, hey, stranger. You see that text? Don't respond. Don't even put who this. Just don't respond. They hate that because remember, they want attention. Okay? Don't do it. Yeah, like Gary Moore said, don't backtrack. I had a couple of guys I dated and it's like realized you're not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna do anything. And all of a sudden, and every couple of months, hey, how you doing? And also while they were doing that, you're right, Christine, go forward, not backwards. You also why they were contacting you after a couple of months because they are in between friendships. They are in between relationships. And they think to themselves, oh, who is in my past I could go back to feel my emotional or need now because I'm bored or I'm lonely, or I don't have nobody. I know. I called Kimberly. I called him to see a transcript. She kept begging me to come back before. She's nice. She's wonderful. I go back to her. No. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the text. This and that guy mad at me because I went to eat lunch with him. That's good. That is so good, Deshonda. So, so, so good. I'm so glad you did that. I'm so glad. And also sometimes let's say You block them on all social media, but y'all may have 2 or 3 people in common, or sometimes they create new Facebook pages or social Instagram, Twitter pages. They come snoop on your page, and they see your life is good, and they want to come over there and fuck it up or benefit from it because they can get someone to shine because they're with you, or they want to take uh they want to take what's the word I'm looking for? Take all the accolades for your success. Don't let them come back. No, no, no. And so, cause think about it. Those of you who follow the 18, what happens about once a month, about every 30 days? What happens? Somebody we no longer are with comes along and makes a comment about something we did 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago, 80 days ago. Cause what? They don't Narcissists don't like you moving on and being successful without them. They're bored with their life. They need attention. They want to be the center of attention. So what they do, they make up lies, they gaslight you, they do a smear campaign. And if they can, they get flying monkeys like their followers to come fuck with you. Excuse me, I know it's y'all Christian out there. It's really saved. Mm-hmm. Like a certain post I saw about a few days ago said, what did it say? Here's a picture of someone with low self-esteem up there with 2 men that they are stalking you. I could say something bad about her, but I won't. I'll just let y'all do it. Oh, so you're gonna get fly. And for those of you know who I'm just saying flying monkeys was like, oh, she called us flying monkey. This is what the term I'm talking about. You've seen my narcissist video. Think about the Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch of the West had flying monkeys to do her bidding. So when she wanted someone to go after Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, she sent her flying monkeys to swoop down on them. And that's what sometimes in a smear campaign they do. They get other people to do work for them, like their subscribers. That's why we keep getting people who are other subscribers to other vloggers or other subscribers to Andrew Garrison who come over to our pages and say crazy stuff or flag our pages or issue copyright strikes. Or they may say, oh, you need to go over there and flag their page, which you're not supposed to say or do. Okay? Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I take it as, hey, you picked a really nice picture of me because I think I had the filter from TikTok. I was looking cute in that photo. And probably some of the people who follow her came over here to see what see what I'm doing, and subscribe. Thank you for the free advertisement. What you meant for my good, for my bad, God's gonna make it for my good. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you should really know when you mess with one member of the 18, that activates the rest of us to use our skills. Because we all have a unique set of skills that we come with the 18. Just saying. Stop the lies. Stop the lies. All right. So I said, don't argue. Say the receipts. If they discard you, don't beg them to stay. If they discard you or no contact, don't let them come back. Don't let them come back and abuse you. No. And the fifth one, don't fall for what's called Don't fall for their Hoover abuse. Don't fall for the hoovering. This is what I mentioned before. You haven't seen them, heard from them in months. Roxanne, please delete that. Don't worry, I removed it. Roxanne, don't do that. We don't do that over here. Roxanne's my YouTube bestie. She's very protective of me. Mm-hmm. Um, but yeah. And hoovering, think about a Hoover vacuum cleaner. It just sucks everything up when you vacuum. It sucks everything up when you vacuum. So guess what the narcissist does after they discarded you or you refuse done no contact? They come around the holidays. They come around the anniversary of when y'all first met. Sometimes they may go through your social media posts. They may get a phone. They may see a posting by your mama, your daddy, your friend. Oh, I read it at so and so and so, and they gave me your number. Probably not. It probably was still on their phone. Uh, but they didn't want to talk to you at the time, and they want to come back, and now they want to suck up all the emotional, physical, financial things they did before. So they start doing some love bombing again. They start the process all over again. They start love bombing you, like, oh, I really missed you. I realized after so many months that you were my true friend, that you really loved me. You were really telling me the truth, to be a better person. I'm going to do better this time. So it's called hoovering. They're basically doing the love bombing and again, kind of suck you back into the relationship. And that's why I say, don't respond. When we say no contact and they discarded you, let that be it. You ain't no takes backs, ain't no second chances. Think about the friendships you've had or the relationships you've had with people that it's like y'all always on again and off again, on again, off again. Because the narcissist is putting you through a cycle of abuse. They love you, they're charming, then they start teasing you about things. Okay? They want all your attention. Then they lack empathy, fake remorse. Then they discard you. Then they start all over again. You understand? And I had to remember that too. I stayed in some relations. I stayed too long because I was trying to give them a second chance. So I did a third chance, and after that, I had to say, you know what? I gotta treat me as number one. I have to be number one. I have to love them more than I love them. And a lot of times, these relationships they're one sided. You're doing all the giving, 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 and they're doing all the taking, taking, taking. Okay, you have to. Your heart is precious, and who you get allow into it, or who you give part of it to, you have to be careful nowadays. It's like money. It's like gold. You got to be. Yeah, the hoovering, they literally trying to suck the life out of you. They are. Hmm. Yeah, sometimes years, Jacqueline. Yeah. All right. Let me put this. Put it in the chat. Oh, you. Green. I guess it's actually 6. But I guess the 5th one is kind of like the same. Okay, those are the narcissistic alternative. I can do better by myself. I can do better by myself. I can do better by myself. Yes. Better by yourself. And they really don't like that when you're doing better by themselves. And they really want to come back and tell you uh to either they want to get some of the accolades or the shine from being with you, or they want to remind you of the bad things that you've ever done to put your self-esteem down. Mm-hmm. I understood how Johnny felt because once it happens to you, you can try. Yeah, this is why in some relationships, one of the other things that psych perspective has said was, when you're finally out of that relationship, you might have to get counseling or therapy because you really do need to recover from that. Work your way through what happened so you don't go back and do it again and again. Um, those are the things I was trying to say. This is also why some people in relationships, you got to get restraining orders on people because you're trying to they discarded you or they want to come back, or you say it's over, if I'm ending it and giving them boundaries. You've initiated no contact. They keep showing up everywhere you are. Why are you at their family reunion? Because their mama still like you, their daddy still like you. But you tell your family that I'm not with this person anymore. They're calling and texting you, posting messages, and now you got to get the court involved. Restraining order. Okay. Um, what is happening is the person with narcissistic personality disorder, or a person who's showing these narcissistic traits and characteristics and engaging in this narcissistic behavior in friendships and in relationships, they are acting like love sociopaths. Sociopaths don't have empathy. They can fake it, but they really don't mean it. And once you call them on their BS or question them or try to stop the relationship sometimes, they show you a different side. They go from love to hate. Okay. So we have to be very careful out there because unfortunately, we also understand like some of these narcissists, like in this case, I'm just talking about emotional and verbal abuse. I haven't gotten into financial abuse and I haven't gotten into domestic abuse because some of these narcissists, when they say, if you leave me, I'm going to kill you, They really mean that stuff. They really mean it. And that's why a lot of women and sometimes men, even though men don't always say it, there are some toxic women that do crazy shit. And that's why men is in a relationship, especially if it's a woman that looks like they're out of their league, they put up with it because that they can say, "Oh, I got the baddest bitch." Well, yeah, you do, and she keyed your car. Okay, um, so we got to be very careful out there. Um, like I said, emotionally, socially, physically, financially, mentally, everything. Okay. Are there any questions? Yeah, I like that. I can do better by myself. That's good. Barbara, I'm glad you're doing better, Jacqueline. That's great. Oh, how did it show you were really finished? Like you did like straight no contact? Like did you change your phone number, your address? What did you do? Wrote him a letter? Like what did you do? I'm sorry, shouldn't be laughing about it. Yeah, what did you do, Barbara J, if you don't mind asking? Daryl. Of course I will. Of course I will. Barbara, did you hear my Oh, I wanted to also mention something too. I think I kind of alluded to earlier. Um, when someone, a narcissist will say you're in a relationship and they say, I love you very quickly, and but then they're saying like, oh, you're their best friend, y'all friend, but they're over there hugged on you, y'all watching Netflix, and chilling, and you over their house and over at yours. But when you say, "Am I your girlfriend? Am I your boyfriend?" They don't want to they don't like labels. That's a narcissistic move, y'all. That's a narcissistic move. Can you imagine me? Exactly. And think about quarantine or stay at home orders. And a couple of years ago, I thought about being someone. This DJ on the radio mentioned like I think in I think in their city it was a snowstorm. And so they basically tell everyone, like, hey, y'all, get y'all necessary supplies. Y'all gonna have to hunker down and stay in. Can you imagine being in stuck in a house with the narcissist during a storm, a hurricane, or a stay at home order during this quarantine? You can't leave. And I'm thinking this is why they said there's actually a rise in domestic abuse cases because the women or the men can't go. They want to block number, email. Yes, Rex Roxanne. Yes, on everything. What's a legit doctor? He loves when I say everything. Shonda. I found someone else best in everything. We helped each other. Oh, that's good, Shonda. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I had asked Barbara J, how did she tell the guy that it was over for real this time? She said, I put the gun to his chest. Well, while women, Daryl said, the women need to get a CCW, take some karate, pepper spray. Mm, just saying. All right, Barbara. Yes. This is the thing. They don't want a label. And this is the thing. They want you all for yourself. They want you to not have another option. They want to be laid up with you, booed up with you, but they don't want you to have an option, but they want to have like 2, 3, 4 more options. That's what they want. Yeah, you better walk away before you get taken away. Yeah. I had to change my phone number for a guy. Yeah. Not to give it to him. You don't need the headache. Also, they got apps that help you to block people's phone numbers and text messages. Mr. Number Blocker. Tell you right now. And now, yeah, just let you know. Emails, you have a list of people you can block. YouTube lets you block. All the social medias let you block. Like Christiane Porter said, be blocked and be blessed. He said, I think I will lose my spot. I don't do family vacations. 8 years in con. That's a blessing. Good for you, Deshonda. Okay, what did you say? Never go to counts with the narc. No, ever for any reason. So the therapist can't see through that they're a narcissist? Or the narc might be that good. Because they are good at showing people one thing and not the other. Yeah. You do need to do therapy by yourself. Hmm. Do therapy by yourself. That's probably why you have to go to like, because a lot of their regular therapists are licensed professional family counselors or licensed chemical dependency counselors or licensed therapy LPTs. You need like a PhD psychologist or psychiatrist who they've taken a class or something. They read some articles, some books, or specialists in narcissism because they're gonna see it. They're gonna like, oh, okay, this is a narcissist right here. Yeah. Mhm. Wait, what do you mean, Jacqueline? Say what, Christine? Were they a doctor? Or just a LPC, LPMC? What? See, this is why you need this is why you need receipts and text messages. So you can show someone, I'm not lying to y'all. Look at this. The only one that don't like me in the family is his mama. Oh, that's your ex-husband. Okay. I case studied the disorder hands on, then blocked, then wrote it. His place, people and things. Darn flying money. Okay, I don't understand this last point. Was it a typo? Then block them things. Yeah, sometimes you have to block their associates too. They'll use their friends or their associate or yours. Oh, she know nothing about narcissists. Yeah, sometimes other people can see it. Other family members, other people can see it except you. They don't want to tell you like, oh, something's wrong with them. Like I told one of my friends that, and one of my friends, my aunt told me about that. She's like, wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. It just made it into yeah. And if you haven't like taken some continuing education courses or classes, you probably don't know that much about it. No problem. I was just trying to figure out what you meant. Oh, I get it now. You said you studied the case disorder and you blocked him, his places, people, and things because he had flying monkeys. Okay. I blocked my ex and sister from, but yeah, because this is what they do. This is what they do. They will go to someone else's associates or someone else's Facebook page, Instagram, or Twitter to go snoop and look at what you're doing because you blocked them, right? You blocked them, but you respond to a mutual and they can see everything that you posted, or they get a new the string to get a new Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page. But yeah, sometimes you gotta block a mutual. I've had to block some mutuals in these past months, and I had to make my friends list. I had gone through and take some people out, and then I've had to like make my friends list private. And FYI, to all those people who said that Andrea Garrison wanted to roast me for her, I blocked all of y'all who responded to that post on all the social medias. So, but if you want to come to my page and help my algorithm, you can. You just can't leave no message. And if you do, I'm about to cuss you out. All right. Uh, yeah. You cut ties. You cut everybody. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, the greatest. My friend told me about one of her exes. I kept thinking this guy was a great guy, and then later on, she told me some of the stuff he was doing. I was like, "What? I want to go where he is and beat his ass myself." And that's one thing about a love sociopath. They're very good at presenting one face to you and one face to somebody else. They're very good, and unfortunately, after a time, their time runs out, and all the lies, and it's catching up to them. Someone that specializes in narcissism with those other degrees and found okay. All right. We all okay. We've been here. Yes, they will turn it out you and not about them. Okay. Oh, that's fucked. I'm sorry, that's fucked up, Christine. hmm I'm so sorry. Yep, turn your friends against you. Because remember, they want you all to themselves. So they're gonna badmouth your friends, or they're gonna make it so that make you feel guilty for spending time with your friends and not them. And so you're gonna stop spending so much time with your friends. hmm They might even turn you against your family. Okay. Well, we've been here almost an hour and 46 minutes. Are there any other questions, concerns, comments before I let y'all go? I will put the links to those articles in the description after this. Please hit like, share, subscribe button. Tomorrow night is Thursday. No, tomorrow night is Wednesday. Daryl Moore will be back with episode 6. I may have another TikTok video. Ah, who knows? It depends. Life is late because there's different types of counseling. There's counseling if you're on if you've been on drugs or alcoholic. They're called licensed chemical dependency counselors. Then there's licensed. I think it's called LPTs, licensed practicing practical therapists. That's just for you. And then there's like LFTs, I think, licensed LFMT, which is licensed family therapy. I don't know. I'm getting the stuff mixed up. I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, there's different specialties of counseling, and most of them have master's degrees. They're not really looking at counseling for a specifically narcissistic behavior. Usually, those people are PhDs, and they are they're like specialists a lot of times, or they've written books on it. Like some of the people that I read the articles, like one of the articles I read, it was by someone with a master's degree, but they had to be supervised by a PhD to make sure, oh, everything you say in this article was correct. So you will probably have a few with who are licensed therapists who are into narcissistic but behaviors, but more or less it's going to be the PhD ones who are going to be the specialists. That's why it's always good to look up people's names and like where they went to school, what their degree is in. LinkedIn shows you where they went to school, because it's like a resume. Like what are their and it has like what their specialists they're in. He says that's why he is my ex-husband. Yes. hmm You're very welcome, Melissa. I hope you come again. By the way, I'm a Prince fan too. Love your avatar. Yeah, for a behavioral disorder like narcissism, borderline personality, you need like a PhD specialist for that most of the time. Okay. Okay, me too. Good night, Tanja. Yeah. We could all have a chapter, Deshonda. Everybody can have a chapter. The narcissist who really didn't love me. Then they get upset with you people don't have that anxious. Yes. Oh, you turn those people against me. They don't like me anymore. My friends told me to leave you alone. No, those people know you ain't shit. That's what the problem is. And sometimes they know your friends see through their bullshit, and that's why sometimes they trying to turn your friends against you. One of the guys that was dating my friend, he told her one time, you always talking to Kim. I'm tired of Kim. I'm trying to think about, and I kept thinking like I always said nice stuff about him. I'm trying to figure out why he always didn't think he didn't like me. But let it honest because hey, she can't get all your attention, and I might sit through your BS. Yep. That's true. And also people who are not necessary, and also people, um, a lot of these people who are masters and doctors, they have to write a thesis or a dissertation, and then they have to present it to people at conferences. And now with technology, you can post those things and share those things out. Yeah. All right. Please support. Good night, Roxanne. Please support all members of the A team. We're doing this to upgrade our technology. Y'all helped me to purchase the new selfie ring light from GeoCon. Mattresses. I need to get a green screen next, and then a web camera. Thank you to those who've already um, donated to us. Very much appreciated. Please don't forget 8 p.m. Eastern, episode 6 with Daryl Moore. Thursday will be Mad Church Disease. And then Friday, Hot Topics with the A Team. And we will be on Daryl Moore's channel this Friday. Okay? All right. Protect your hearts, protect your minds, see the red flags. Okay, out here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you see in him? Okay, see you later. Hope you feel better, Dr. Lady Moore, okay? All right. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.